Welcome to Simply Mindful Yoga. I'm Kari, and here we're going to explore the roots of yoga, the history, and the tradition. We're going to do this by breaking down each posture or asana, including the stories behind them, and an accessible way for everybody to do each posture. So grab a seat, some comfy clothes, and a drink, and join us. We're so glad you're here.
Hey, it's been a minute. I'm Kari, and this is Simply Mindful Yoga. Welcome back. We are going to talk today about Bird of Paradise pose, which in Sanskrit is Svarga Dvijasana. Dvijasana. D-V-I-J-A-S-A-N-A. And Svarga is S-V-A-R-G-A. So Bird of Paradise pose is, if you were using non-inclusive language, an advanced posture. It does take a lot of practice. It's something you want to do when you are more warmed up. It's not something you do at the beginning of class. You would do a lot of preparatory postures to be able to get into it. But there are also variations of it. As with everything in yoga, it is your personal practice. You get out of it what you put into it. There is no should. It is a functional practice, not an aesthetic practice. But back to Bird of Paradise, or Svarga Dvijasana. There is a bird, an actual bird called a bird of paradise, and a flower called a bird of paradise that is native to New Guinea. And Svarga means paradise, and Dvija means twice born. So literally, a bird is twice born, once as an egg, and then once the egg hatches, the bird emerges. So it literally means paradise twice born pose. The pose can emulate the actual flower or the bird. So when I demonstrate it, it's not gonna look quote unquote right from an aesthetic perspective, and I'm also only gonna do it on my left side because I have some issues going on with my right clavicle. This posture is a hip opener, a heart opener. It's a balancing posture. So it works on a lot of things all at one time. When I was trying to find the story behind it, like how Down Dog has a story and Virabhadrasana or the Warrior series has a story, I could not find an actual story that goes along with this. However, in Hindu mythology, birds are often associated with freedom, grace, and spiritual enlightenment. They have many postures that are associated with birds, like eagle pose or Garudasana. So when we think about this posture, it invites us to activate our Kundalini, which is that serpent that runs along our spine, at our root chakra, which is literally our root, or Muladhara. It also invites us to activate our creative force that is in our sacral chakra. It invites us to stand in our truth while at the same time connecting to our feelings, our pleasure, and our creativity. And it helps heightened sensitivity combined with groundedness. So thinking of all those things, let's show you how to do this posture. The final product of Bird of Paradise you are standing on one leg, you're in a bind, and the lifted leg is up and kicks out. So this is why you need to warm up a lot, do some heart openers, maybe some cow face pose, taking some half binds, hip openers, triangle, like open this way. So you can get into this posture from a side angle or from facing forward. If you're in a side angle, let's see. Let me stand back so you can see it. So you're out, you've got your left arm on your inner thigh, your right arm's gonna come around and take a bind. And so you're in a half bind right now, but then can you reach your left arm under your left thigh, and you wanna be closer to your knee than your groin, and then reach down with your right. If you have a strap, you can always do this with a strap. So that's a variation. Instead of taking a full bind, have a strap in your front arm, drop it, and then reach for the strap with your back arm. Then you ground down into your standing leg. A lot of times what I like to do is lift up my toes and then place them down one at a time and see if I can make kind of a suction cup with my foot, and then pull up on your quad, the front top part of your thigh. You don't want to hyperextend your knee because then your knee is not very strong. So you want to pull up on that quad muscle. There's a cardinal. And that will create a strong base. So let me do it from the front. That's easier for me. If you're standing facing forward, I'm going to drop my left hand down, my right arm comes around my back. Can you see this? Let me back up. So I'm reaching for my hands. See? You can stay here and just work on this bind. You see, I'm up on my left toes. I am grinding down into my right foot. And then you start to lift up. And you can see how you need to be warm. So you can stop anywhere along that path. You can use some kind of elevation material to prop up this lifted leg. You can lean on something. You can use a strap. Some variations on the posture to get similar benefits are just lifting your lifted leg out in front of you. This starts to get you into the balance. You can take your big toes of the lifted foot and hold them. You can extend them. You can lift them out to the side to get the feeling and the meaning behind the posture. You don't want to do this if you have high blood pressure, if you're pregnant, if you have any injuries or issues with your hips or your shoulders or your clavicle, What else? This also works on your breathing. You can tell my breathing's a little labored right now. It also helps with anxiety because you need to be grounded and lifted at the same time. You're finding this balance. This could even be a variation. Just standing here and lifting one leg. You can even do tree pose. I'm just trying to calm my central nervous system down. So, bird of paradise, Svarga Dvijasana, paradise twice born posture. It emulates the look of the bird of paradise, and also the flower. And it helps ground us as well as help us feel free and creative. There are many variations. If you'd like to have more of a discussion or have me do like a workshop on it, let me know. I'll probably need to make sure that my clavicle is okay before we do that. But thank you for joining me. Love yourself. Give yourself grace. Remember that this practice is not solely about the poses or the asanas. It is an 8-limbed path. It is personal. It is functional, not aesthetic. It doesn't have to look a certain way. You know you best. Listen to yourself. Do not push yourself to the point of pain. Do not hurt yourself. I love you. Give yourself grace. We greet the rest of our day with namaste. Mwah.